Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. Daredevil Born Again is here once again with episode 3, of course, of season 1. Don't know the title, it hasn't dropped on Disney Plus as of yet. But we had, of course, 2 episodes, episodes 1 and 2, to start the show last week. And overall, had a pretty good time. Wasn't perfect episodes, but there were some really good moments. There are people that are mixed on the return of the show, and they're obviously mixed for a lot of different reasons. There's a lot of things that they are doing similar to Daredevil seasons 1 through 3, but obviously some changes for sure. Death of Foggy, which we all knew was coming. But we all sort of get this sense of hope of like, well, maybe it's actually a trick. But there's still people like debating and thinking, well, we didn't see the funeral, we didn't see the body after a certain point, so who knows? They're claiming he's coming back for season 2. So if he's alive, it's going to be revealed at the end of the season. That's my guess. That's my theory. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? Because people are like, well, this is the MCU. And so, anyways, overall, I had a good time with those first 2 episodes. I'm curious to see where they're going to go from here. I think the ending of episode 2 was quite surprising. He kills, I believe, at least one of those cops. I think maybe the other one's dead too. Of course, dirty cops. But I think this is the turning point where he has to get back being Daredevil, but we'll see what happens. So, without further ado, let's just get into it now, guys. I'm ready to see what they do with this episode. Let's go. Born Again, really?
Wallets while you're at it.
Yeah, wallets too, why not? Just rob you.
Silly wee bastard.
Eating a very fancy breakfast there, Fisk. Oh, the silence.
They're misbehaving because there's no one at the head of the table. Without you or me there.
Let them kill each other.
Oh, he don't
When they're
care.
done with each other, whoever is left standing will come after you.
But he's doing something. Yeah, what is he doing? He's got scars too, but what is Fisk doing as well?
You're a blind lawyer who can fight.
Officer Powell, I think you mean a shakedown. Well, doesn't exactly seem ethical, but he'd throw you right off the case. Well, at least I won't go to jail.
Come on, man. First of all, it's not a party.
Not a party.
I'm not your man. And this is just for me to get you on the stand without sweating and puking.
Relax. We were assigned to Washington Heights, and a lot of the guys
Sure.
got sent down to Times Square for the ball drop. Well, we were just finishing up a routine sweep. A place just like a ghost town.
Sure.
And the defendant.
Did you tell the defendant to stop?
Tell him to calm down.
Next thing I know, the guy just takes a car and he just pushes him in front of the train.
Sure he does. Yeah, this is true.
Like it was nothing. Kel Shanahan was my best friend.
Oh, I bet he was. Not gonna
That's
dispute
all I
that.
know.
You testified that before my client arrived at the station, the place was a ghost town. No passenger waiting for a train.
No.
No.
No busker playing a guitar. Officer Powell, let's try this. You ever met a man named Nicky Torres?
Mm-hmm.
As I understand it, Nicky Torres is a confidential informant. Used to work with the NYPD. In fact, used to work with you and Officer Shanahan directly. Did you and Officer Shanahan have an arranged meeting with Nicky Torres on the platform that night?
Yes. He knows he's fucked. Oh.
Torres cannot testify.
Should I be worried? Yep.
Hey, you promised I'd be safe.
Fine if you stay out of sight. Come on, let's go.
Hope this works. I hope this works. Come on. Yeah, that cop's following 100%. Oh, wait. I knew it.
Morning, officer.
Get out of the van, asshole.
He's not in there. It's a trick. It's a trick. It's a trick. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I told the cops I'd help him out sometimes.
And by help out, you mean become a confidential informant. Remembering you're under oath.
It's home all night.
Forgive me, I'm confused here.
Hector Ayala intervened to save your life. Objection. With great risk put himself in harm's way, didn't it?
Counsel, stand down.
Damn.
Mr. Torres, you are dismissed.
Powell did everything cash. Kept it all off the books.
Of course he
Testify for
did.
them? Is there a case we can hang on him?
What you're trying to do, it's not going to work.
Counseling? I sent Buck to Luca to tell him to pay Victor 1.8 restitution for the hijacking. You're punishing me for Adam.
I'm not punishing you for
You're
anything.
leaving me out
Well-
in the cold. Thank you for your patience.
They really can't talk about what they really want to talk about here.
Where were we?
I put a deposit down on a studio in the South Bronx.
Oh.
It's not much.
What did you see?
A man getting beat up.
Did you know the man?
No, and I never saw him again until yesterday in court.
Did you know they were police officers?
No.
No. I yelled at them to stop, and they didn't. I was just trying to help. I didn't want anyone to get hurt.
Could have just walked away. I'm just saying that you put yourself in harm's way before.
They're doing they're revealing who he is.
Why?
Yes or no? Are you the vigilante known as the White Tiger?
Oh.
Yes or no? This order.
Well, you are a real slippery piece of shit, you know
You
that?
sat in that very spot, and you misled me. You made representations to me. The nerve to stand up and make a mockery of my
It wasn't
courtroom.
my intention, Your Honor. They somehow got to my star witness. My hand was forced. What he's done as the White Tiger speaks to the strength of his character.
It's well within my...
Is there a division of hypocrisy at Murdoch?
Stop it, hold it, stop. You blew open this door, Mr. Murdoch, which means...
Yeah, it's open season on my client.
You should have asked me first.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't think you understand. Being the White Tiger is more than just putting on a suit.
Yeah.
You have to think about your family now. They need you. And for what it's worth, I think you might be surprised at how much you don't miss being him.
I thought for sure we were dead. Until all of a sudden I see someone running toward us. It was White Tiger.
A few weeks ago, I was leaving work.
All
It
these
was late,
testimonials.
and I have to go to this alley to get home.
He intervened, pulled the suspect off me, then helped me subdue and arrest the suspect.
Officer Reyes.
Officer Wong.
All these officers.
Morales.
Yep.
Officer Grant. And when you saw Officer Barlow was in trouble, you ran in when others...
Right thing
ran out.
to do. That's a phrase.
Why?
It's the right thing to do.
Would any of you walk into battle with one arm tied behind your back? I wouldn't.
You would.
Good people can do bad things.
It's true,
Bad
but
people can do good things. Humans. Do you know what happens to a person when they get hit by a train? When you have 200,000 pounds of steel slam into you. These men and women you see sitting here, they're officers of the law. If Hector's sole intent was to do good for his community,
Should be an
why
officer.
is he hiding? Real heroes don't need to hide.
Oh.
On the count of murder in the first degree, the jury finds the defendant not guilty. On the count of murder in the second degree, not guilty.
Congratulations.
They won, but the cops are pissed. Well, a lot of them are. Unfortunately, he is not safe. Unfortunately.
Tell me about it.
How about you tell him about who your new clients are?
You're talking about your friend, Foggy Nelson, right?
Yes. Who people think is still alive somehow.
Now, a masked vigilante, a murderer, is allowed to roam the streets.
He's going back out there. Yep.
A man.
I'm surprised he's going back out so soon, but I get it. Fuck. No. Oh, okay. That's not Punisher. No. Oh, what he was talking about at the beginning of the episode. They won just for him to die at the end. Jesus. That was something I was gonna bring up. Is that we didn't really see him be White Tiger. Like there was like a footage of like a gas station or something, and then we see him in the suit there, but he just dies. So literally we do all that. Damn it. It's kind of frustrating. It is. Like they go through all this, revealing who he really is in the courtroom, and then he just dies at the end. And it's obviously because we've seen that tattoo, that Punisher looking tattoo, the fucking logo. That was clearly not. That wasn't Frank Castle. That was not Punisher. That was a cop. You know, this Punisher agenda thing they're trying to do or whatever. This like cult or something. So anyways, that's frustrating. This episode was okay. Like overall, it was okay. It's the weakest episode of the season so far. And it's not because of the fact that it's all court drama. But in a sense, I was just like, okay, like I understand the court proceedings. They had to get this big swing because that guy that was their star witness who was there that night, he bailed and everything backed out. But I don't know. I was just expecting more from the episode. Like, of course, we like he's not guilty, but then he just dies at the end. So it's like, okay, then there was like, cause I was thinking, okay, well maybe we're gonna see White. Like, no, it's like he's dead. So like we spent this time trying to acquit and get this guy not guilty, basically, on this situation that started in episode 2, and then we just murder him. It feels like, okay, we just spent all this time with him just for him to die at the end. So it doesn't really matter because Fisk still won. And I get it, the villains have to win so that the heroes can up them. Like, you know, I get it, but just taking him out right after they just get him not guilty, like immediately, it's kind of frustrating. It is for me. Maybe for some of you out there who watched it, it's like, oh, I understand it. It's storytelling. It's gonna things like that happen. I understand, but it's just like we spent this whole episode with this guy in the court case just for him to die like within not even 5 minutes later when he gets a not guilty verdict. Fisk is obviously still trying to balance out being mayor and still trying to kind of run the underground, but he's like, well, they're rats, but he's still like trying to get his wife into control and shit. And I don't know. I feel like the goal is that for this show specifically is that we got to get Charlie Cox, we got to get Matt Murdock back into the suit again, because I thought after what happened at the end of episode 2, we were going to see him maybe suit up or something, or maybe he's going to finally embrace that he needs to be, and maybe the death of White Tiger will be that push for him, and maybe that's what it's going to be, right? When he finds out he did all this work to help him, he realizes, oh shit, maybe I need to be what White Tiger was trying to do when I took a break and took my step back after Foggy's death. Maybe. I don't know. There really wasn't much more to talk about in this episode. Like it's just the court thing. It was fine, but it's more frustrating now that he's dead after all this time. So like we spent a whole episode like this. And I saw a thing before this episode aired on Twitter that stated that episode 2 and 3 originally was the beginning of the show, before the rework and the overhaul of the show, because we had heard that the majority of Daredevil Born Again, which is a bunch of court cases, and there really wasn't much Daredevil. I can kind of see why they might have overhauled this, because episode 2 was definitely weaker than episode 1, and episode 3 is the weakest episode of the first 3. So I can see why they did the overhaul, because, yeah, sure, if you want to watch a court drama, you're going to watch Law & Order. You're not going to watch Daredevil. Like, yeah, that's a part of that's his job outside of being Daredevil, but having an entire episode dedicated to it basically here, we had some Fisk stuff, right? We had some other little elements, little tidbits, but there wasn't enough for me to go, this was a good episode, this was a great episode. I was like, So, yeah, hopefully for a better episode next week. That's all I can say. Hopefully. Maybe the death of White Tiger, which is still frustrating, leads to some epiphany for Matt to realize, okay, maybe I need to step it up. Maybe I need to actually get back in the suit again. Maybe. But yeah. Hopefully for a better episode next week. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.